Well, let's see what our question authors have in mind for us. And our opening question comes from Clark in Mount Vernon. He says, I'm 64. My wife and I have term life insurance. We're wondering if it'd be best to find a different kind of insurance to take us into retirement. Could you give us your input on that?
Well, that's a really good question that Clark has asked. And the first question that I would like to ask him, if I could turn around and turn the tables the other direction, is I would say, Ralph, why does Clark think that he needs life insurance in the first place? Now, I'm not saying he doesn't need life insurance. I'm just wondering if he's asked this basic question. There are many retired people who don't need life insurance and who don't have life insurance. Some people for whom it's appropriate to get rid of their life insurance. But interestingly enough, about 2/3 of our retired clients at the Wealthcare Corporation do have life insurance, but it isn't because they're worried about them dying. It's because Section 7702 of the Internal Revenue Code, the section that covers life insurance, allows us to use life insurance rules to provide tax-free long-term care protection. And it allows us to create tax-free retirement income much like they would take from a Roth IRA. So I would suggest that you come to the Wealthcare Corporation, sit down with us and have a visit with one of our advisors, and let us look at your situation more carefully and see if you need insurance at all, and if you do, what type of insurance you need and in what amounts. Call our office for a visit to discuss that today.
All right. And on to our next topic. Here's a great question from Deb in Bolivar, Missouri. My husband has several emergency fund bank accounts with more than enough money to cover 6 months of income in the event of an emergency. You know, that rule of thumb, have 6 months of income set aside. So Deb is curious about other options which might earn higher interest for us. Could you give us some examples, please?
Well, Deb, at the time that we are recording this show, you can get 5% interest on cash, no penalties, no fees, no minimum amount, insured by the FDIC. Now, if you don't know where to find that, call us and we'll point you in the right direction. Interest rates change every day, so the amount that you should have in interest-bearing investment accounts like bonds or income annuities is going to depend on what your income needs are over the next several years. Now we're almost back to talking about your sitting on the porch number. But the income rates that most people want typically will find better interest in brokerage type accounts than you will find at the local banks. In fact, I'll let you in on a little secret. Oftentimes the banks call people like us after you deposit money in their accounts. They call people like us to buy bonds with them. So you can kind of cut out the middleman and just call us directly. So there's a portion of your money that should be for income, but the rest of your money should be invested in some combination of protected principal and optimized investments so it'll grow for the future. Think about it this way, Deb. You and your husband have worked very hard for your money. If you let that money sit in the bank, it's not working for you. It's resting. Shouldn't your money work as hard for you as you did for it? At WealthCare, we're the money employment agency. No lazy dollars allowed. Call one of our advisors, Deb. We'll help you design an investment plan so that your money works for you as hard as it did for them.
Great slogan there. That should be over your door at your office. Have the money work for you as hard as you work for it. Time for one more question. Joe in Dadeville, you get the honor for this week. The final question: what might be the best investments for someone who's 61 and healthy and wanting to retire as soon as possible, Barry?
Well, Ralph, the first thing I would recommend is a really good mattress, because a good night's sleep is priceless. That's no place to be chintzy.
Number one.
Buy the most expensive mattress. That's going to really help you. The second thing, Ralph, I think, is good arch supports. Buy a good set of arch supports and wear good shoes. And Joe, if you've invested in a wife, invest more in her by taking really good care of her. I guess what he meant is, what stocks should I buy? Well, I have no idea.
He appreciates that, but
I just gave him the more important advice, probably. I don't know what you should buy, Joe, because I don't know you and I don't know your specific situation, and it would be malpractice for me to prescribe an investment for someone that I know nothing about. So you need to come in and sit down with one of our advisors. Leave your checkbook at home. We're not going to charge you for that visit. We want to talk with you. We want to learn more about you. We want to walk you through the 6 steps to retirement confidence, which will include investments in step number 3. And you'll be shown at that time investment ideas that will fit your personal needs and preferences.
I know that our listeners, our viewers, the listeners on the radio, we have great questions on our radio show. great questions on the TV segment here. They appreciate your answers and your great insight, Barry.
I'm glad to help.
As
I hope
we
it
do
is helpful.
every week.
If you like this content, please follow and subscribe. And for more information, please look in the description below.